Here we go, and we are live. Hey everyone, welcome to Organic Authority's Wellness Warrior Facebook Live show. We are thrilled to have you. My name is Laura Klein, and I'm the co-founder of OrganicAuthority.com. Today we have with us Lalo Fuentes, one of the most sought-after personal trainers in Los Angeles. Lalo is certified by the National Strength and Conditioning Association and has over 18 years of experience in transforming bodies. Fuentes' clients include a mix of celebrities, professional athletes, musicians, models, students, political figures, corporate professionals, women before, during, and after pregnancy. Fuentes stresses that anyone can reach his or her fitness goals through a comprehensive long-term program, which I totally agree with. Lalo is passionate about creating a true sense of wellness and inner strength by combining training programs with nutritional plans. Welcome, Lalo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are thrilled to have you. You are really kind of at the top of your game when it comes to personal training. And this is a really special opportunity to speak with you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, before we kind of get into how you work with your clients, and share some kind of tips and tricks, particularly as we go into the holiday season, because holiday season is kind of a big eating season and can be tough for people.
Yes.
It could be kind of like a weight gain season. But tell us a little bit about your background and history and how you got into fitness. Why fitness?
Well, I've been in the fitness industry for almost 20 years. And since I was little, I was always active. If it was not surfing, it was always an activity. And moving forward, I went to school. I went to school for finance and advertising, because back in the day, the world of fitness wasn't there yet. It wasn't like a career per se. And as I was studying finance, I found the world of fitness coming up and decided to give it a try. Like it a lot better than what I was studying. And so, I decided to go back to, continue going to school, finish my career. And as soon as I finished school, I moved to New York and I started my personal training business.
Nice. Very cool. You also did some training in food as well. Did you go to a culinary program in New York as well?
Yes, I went to the New York Culinary Institute, or the Culinary Institute of New York. I got some training there. And every time I travel, I try to learn from their cuisines. If I'm going to Morocco, I go into cooking classes, and Thailand, Peru, which I'm from. And every time I have the opportunity, I try to bring a little bit of everything from different parts of the world into my client's kitchen. So when we are eating, we're eating healthy, but with different cooking styles.
Nice. It's great. I think that's really unique in terms of this combination of combining your nutrition with your training. Because a lot of people think that working out is kind of enough. Like if you get out there and you're kind of working out, or you go to the gym, or you go to a few classes, but you don't really clean up your diet, how far will you get?
Well, if you just the kind of person that is just sitting on the couch and doing absolutely nothing, working out is going to bring results for sure.
Okay.
But if you combine strength training, cardio, and nutrition, you'll be a magician. You'll see results in no time.
A magician.
Yeah, because people are like, oh my God, how are you getting such fast results? It's because you're doing all those three things. If you just do one, you're going to see so results. But some people are okay of doing, especially cardio, and they assume that they're going to get the results that person is getting by just doing cardio. But you have to combine the three.
Okay, so state those three again. That it's important, because I think you tend to get caught up in the same routine. So what three elements are important to create?
So strength training, this is
Hmm.
very important. Squats, lunges, and I mentioned squat lunges, which is like exercises because when I go to the gym and I see a person that needs to lose 40 pounds, I see them doing tricep extensions.
Mm.
If you want to lose a lot of weight, you want to hit the bigger muscles, which is leg, glutes, and then take it from there. A lot of like multi-joint exercises.
Hmm.
Then cardio. You want to do cardio every single day, like 5, 6 times a week. And then nutrition. Every time you eat, you need to be conscious about what you're eating. Your diet has to be very balanced,
Hmm.
and the portions have to be small. And it takes a little bit to get it there, but step by step, it's gonna get you there.
Okay. So is there such a thing though as doing too much cardio?
There's such thing as much. I would say no. And
Okay.
and the other thing is like, yeah, like I tell my clients, like put in your mind, you want to go to the gym 7 days a week. And
Oh,
some people were like, oh, well, I don't want to do seven. Yes, you want to do 7 days a week because what happens is you put on your calendar 7 days a week, and then life is going to happen in one of those 7 days or 1 or 2 times a week. And then you're going to end up going 5 to 6 times a week. But if
okay.
you go in and say, oh, okay, you know what, I'm going to just do cardio or go to the gym 3, 4 times a week, and then life happens, then you end up going only twice a week. And then that's when you don't see results. And then it happens one week, it happens the second week, and then you're like, this is not working out. I'm just gonna keep doing my errands because I have more important stuff to do.
Right. Okay. So for some people, like committing, like even trying to put 7 days a week on their calendar might feel a little overwhelming. If somebody say they want to start getting back into shape, they've got a busy schedule. Perhaps they're a parent. They've got a full-time job. What would you recommend in terms of just getting started?
If you're just getting started, you want to put on your calendar to work out every single day,
Uh-huh.
and then you start with 10 minutes.
Okay.
Um, one of my clients, he's the CEO for 3 companies, and he put the time. So and he has a family. So if these kind of people are making time for the workout, I think anybody can make time for the workout. I mean, there's no excuse of not putting time for a workout when I'm telling you that you only need to work out 10, 20 minutes per day, every day, 5 to 6 times a week at least.
Okay, so what do you recommend? Again, if somebody is just getting started and wants to get back in shape and they have set a goal and they're committed to doing that 10 to 20 minutes a day, where would be a great place to start?
Well, it depends. If they have access to a gym, I would say go uphill. Maybe combine elliptical with going uphill. If you
Hmm.
don't have an access to the gym, maybe you can start with doing like squat crunches, maybe like 3 sets of that. That will be a great start.
Hmm.
Then start adding up different exercises. Um,
Okay. Okay, great. And how do you? Let's talk about. We touched on it a little bit, but how are you combining like nutrition and a balanced diet with this? And kind of let's start again from somebody who is just getting started. They want to get back in shape. They want to clean up their
mhm.
diet. Okay, they've committed to 10 to 20 minutes a day, which I think is really doable. And
Yeah.
I think really anyone can commit to that.
Mhm.
And what about their diet now? What can they start to take a look at?
Um, well, with your diet, it's on two different things. First is portion control.
Okay.
Your stomach expand is elastic, so it will expand, or it's also going to shrink. So
Mm-hmm.
if you reduce 10% of your sizes every 2 weeks, you're not going to starve. The problem with some people is that when they decide to go on a diet, they try to go from zero to hero, and then they're like, okay, tomorrow I'm just going to eat broccoli with like boiled chicken, and my portions are going to be like this big. And yeah, they're going to like probably follow it for a couple of weeks, and then they're going to be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So the best way to do it is first, okay, you want to see results, you want to get motivated, get some results on the table, start lowering, reducing the portions by 10% every 2 weeks. And then by week 6 or by week 4, you're going to see a huge difference on your body. After that, you're going to be like, I got these results by doing my portion control and by doing my cardio by 20 minutes a day. Let's see what we can do if, and that's when you start getting on the train. That's when like, oh, what if I do 30 minutes? What if I do 40 minutes? What if I include also biking or doing that? Where we get excited with things and we want to get it to the next level. But first, we need to see a little bit of results on the table first.
Okay, great. So with the portion control, how do you know kind of like when you've reached the right amount for you? That's right. Is there a gauge, or do you just go by how you feel? And because I definitely notice a huge difference when like I overeat, and then if I eat the right amount, there's a big difference in my energy.
Yeah, for sure. And the energy, I think, it comes from the balanced diet. If you just eat protein alone, your energy is going to be very low. So a balanced diet is very important. In every single every single meal, you need to have good protein. You need to have good carbs, good fat, and always paying attention on the fiber. And the way to reduce the portions is eat slow and stop as soon as you're satisfied.
Okay.
If you start doing that, the 10% or the 20% will decrease right away. And then you see how much you ate, and then the next day, instead of serving you the same amount, you reduce it to whatever amount you ate the first day, and then continue like that. And then after 2 weeks, they'll be like, okay, 20% of this. And I don't think, if a person is overweight, I don't think there's going to be a point, as long as you're keeping it balanced, there's going to be a point that you're going to be like, okay, this is too little. I think there's always going to be food there.
Okay, so give us some examples of some, good carbs and good fats and fiber that people should be adding to their diet on a regular basis, because there's definitely good ones and bad ones out there.
Sure. Good proteins are red meat, maybe once or twice a week, depending on your goals. Fish, really good. Turkey, really good. Fish and turkey, I will say, like, eat it at night. Maybe chicken during the day. A good fat will be avocado, some almonds, olive oil, and then the fiber comes from vegetables and fruits. A lot of people think that you have to include one piece of food per protein, all the ingredients. But if I give you 4 almonds or 6 almonds, it has everything on it in one single product.
Wow. So almonds would probably be a good snack if you need a snack as well.
No, for sure. Yeah. 6 almonds makes it a snack, and you have everything in it. You have protein, good carbs, fiber, and fat.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right, so I've been checking out your Instagram. Everyone, he's got an awesome Instagram feed. You can see him demo some of his workouts there, and things like squats and that he's recommending. Let's talk about your freeze technique, and what is that when it comes to fitness and working out?
Well, the freeze technique is about connecting your mind to a specific muscle that you want to work out. We have heard before mind-muscle connection, but this one goes a little further. It goes into a specific muscle. For example, if you want to work on the glutes or on the legs, when you do a squat, you come down to a squat position. You freeze or stop for 1 full second. Focus on the muscle that you want to use, which is the glutes. squeeze from there and stand up, squeezing on the glutes all the way to standing position. When you're standing, now your hips are forward and your glutes are still squeezed. This is telling your body, this is the muscle that I want to use. Then when you come back into a squat position, you're sitting on the glutes like if it's a pillow. So doing that also tells your body, okay, this is the muscle that I'm using to support my body. And then you squeeze from there. A way to, I mean, like the way that I start with clients, if there's a new client, I say, okay, stand up straight. Perfect. Okay, like squeeze both your glutes. Great. Can you do that? Because some people don't have the connection, right?
Right.
And if they can do that, then okay, squeeze the right one, let go, squeeze the left one, let go. So what you're doing right now, I want you to do it on the squat position. So when you come down, you freeze, then you focus your mind on that specific muscle and then squeeze from there all the way up. And what it does is that it makes the exercise a lot more effective, and you're gonna see results a lot faster, because doing 15 squats using the freeze technique is equal to doing 30, 45 on just like bouncing around. Aside from that, it's like if you see on a class at a gym, if you see people doing squats, sometimes they're trying to make it fast or following the music, so they're gonna bounce through the exercise. And what that does is it's calling the quads. When you really want to work is the glutes sometimes.
Yeah, I'm totally guilty of that. I'm definitely one of I call myself a little bit of a gym rat, just because the classes give me a time and a place to show up, and it really there's a higher probability that I will complete a workout for that day. And you're absolutely right. What I discovered is I was activating the wrong muscles, which is really interesting. And so over time, I actually built up bigger quads and discovered that my inner thighs actually, and also my glutes, really aren't firing the way they should be. And that direction really does take practice, because if you haven't fired those muscles, you kind of lose that connection, and it takes a little bit to reactivate them, but you absolutely can do it.
No, for sure.
And I feel like too, it's I mean, so you're saying that you can do like 15 squats using the freeze technique is more effective than doing, how many did you say? Going bouncing up and down.
Yeah, I mean, if you bounce up and down, if you see people bouncing up and down, they're really working on maybe 80% on the quads and 20% on the glutes. Now, if you freeze, you're gonna be working 100% on the glutes. Also, you don't need to use much weight to get that muscle fired up. And most of the time, it's just your own body weight, which is great for the girls that want to like lean down.
Right. Super interesting. Okay. All right. So the freeze technique, I'm definitely going to try it out. And if you want to learn more, you can also go to Lalo's website as well. What is the URL of your website that people can go to and check out?
So the URL of my website is lalofitness.com.
Okay.
But I'm recently, I just started putting some exercises on my Instagram account, which is at Lalo Fitness.
Okay.
And I'm not putting, as of right now, I'm not putting like a set of workout or exercise. I'm only applying like one specific exercise at a time, so that I can dissect completely the exercise on the correct way of doing it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, those are the ones that I was checking out, are on your Instagram feed, and you do a great job of dissecting those exercises and breaking it down, and also implementing the freeze technique. So definitely check it out. So another thing that you're also really big on is posture, and the importance of posture. And I think this is an important thing to discuss, because most people are sitting, all day long, which is one of the reasons why it's so important to squeeze in a workout daily when you can. So talk a little bit about posture and why it's important.
You're talking about posture, meaning like standing straight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When we were talking before, when I was mentioning posture, I mean like uh, the, the, if you're doing a lunge, this much to the front or this much to the right is a huge different and a completely different muscle. So when I talk about posture, of course, you want to build a good posture. But when you're working out, you want to make sure where your body is on the surrounding. So if you're doing, let's say, a back exercise where you're pulling, you want to have your shoulder blades together, you want to have your abs tight, you want to have your chin straight,
Mm,
right? That's when I'm talking about posture. If you have
okay.
your chin up or down, you are not aligning your body with your spine.
Mm,
So that's where the you know the importance of good training comes into play, and checking, making sure the client is in his posture is perfect when doing the exercises. Some classes are like athlete mode classes with just one coach per 20 people, 10 people, and that's when injury happens.
ah, okay. So that's where really working out with somebody like yourself really comes in handy, are those corrections in posture for each exercise.
Right. And not just working out by myself, but I mean, like if you go to the Instagram and start learning the exercises and pay attention to the indications that we're giving you, you can do this at home, and minding the posture that you have to use to you know make this exercise a lot more efficient.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
Awesome. Um, excuse me, I just got something caught in my throat there.
You okay there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's talk a little about the the importance of an overall comprehensive routine, and a long-term routine, because I think a lot of people today are looking for that magic bullet, meaning that they don't really feel like they have to put in the time, or the effort or the discipline, because it really actually does take discipline to do this. If you can kind of expand on that, and talk about the benefits of, really coming up with and committing to a comprehensive long-term program, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like the magic bullet comes from the marketing. A lot of companies are trying to sell you the easy way to get in shape, and because they know that's what you're gonna purchase. Actually, when I did my DVD and we were on the talks with a lot of big companies, they were asking me, "Is your exercise fun?"
Oh,
And I was like, uh, "I mean, I don't know if it's fun, but I mean, like it gives you really good results." And then I started seeing on TV those words. It's like this exercise is gonna get you in shape in a fun way, and then like without and that people need to change that set of mind into like, listen, this is what needs to be done, and to be able to achieve your fitness goals. Imagine universities will tell you like, oh, get your degree, and this is fun, and nobody advertises that if you want to get a degree, you need to work hard to get where you want to be. Same thing as fitness. The only bullet, I mean, magic what? Magic pill. The magic pill that I can give you that you were asking before, how to start with like cardio, is if you're watching shows, watch the show on top of a machine,
mm,
and make it a deal with yourself, and say, instead of sitting on the couch and watch a TV show, watch it while you're doing it on a cardio machine only. So you can walk up the hill and you can be on the elliptical, and you can still get your cardio and your show at the same time. Um, that's the only easy way that I will be like, okay, this is how you can combine working out with pleasure per se.
got it. Got it. Well, I mean, I actually find a lot of pleasure in working out, just from the standpoint of, I find it's a huge stress relief. And I also
Of
find
course.
it's a time for, um, creative juices and creative energy to flow. And I feel like if maybe people approach it from that way in terms of like, this is me time, I can, really develop myself. I can, look at it perhaps from a personal development standpoint and say, I want to set these goals, and then I want to kind of blow through them. I want to meet them, and then I want to exceed them and see how far they can go. I feel like, exercise can become fun. At least it has for me. I mean,
no, of course, because you already are into the wagon, right? Once you know what exercise brings to your body, now it's fun. And that's what I was like telling you. First, you need to dive yourself into it. And once you start seeing results, then it becomes fun. Then it becomes your hobby. It's like, what else? Where else can I take this? Oh, what about this? But for the people that are not into fitness right now, and they're thinking like, oh, let me think a fun way. Okay, a fun way is like, okay, jump on the machine and watch your show while you're doing that. But sometimes, believe it or not, which from articles that I've been writing for different magazines, is like people are like, well, I want to get results, but I don't want to eat healthy, but I don't want to have to work out. I mean, like, you have to commit to a point. And that's when the fun part comes in. They just want to be sitting on the couch with like something strapped on their belly and get abs. It doesn't happen that way. You have to put the effort. And once you start seeing results, it becomes fun.
It does. And then you start experiencing, like with cardio, you get this rush of endorphins that you may not have experienced before, and you feel so great. It's like you leave the gym or you come back after your run, maybe it's outdoors, and you're like, oh my God, I feel like $1,000,000 and I want to do this again. And you also start to discover you're sleeping better as well.
For sure. And by the way, for those people who are not into the fitness routine, that happens after the second week. So for the first 2 weeks, you're going to feel like crap. And then after the second week, on the dot, you're going to feel suddenly full of energy. After that, you're going to come back and then you're going to feel like, oh, okay, like exercise gives me energy. Exercise puts me in a great mood. And that's when you're going to be like craving exercising because you are going to feel better.
Yeah, I mean, somebody shared this. I'm sure you've heard this a zillion times, but I really love it in that you're one workout away from a good mood.
Sure.
Or
what was the other one? Nobody has ever regret a workout?
Yeah, nobody's ever good, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, it can really change your life, and it can change your whole outlook. So, you and I live in Southern California. We have access to kind of beautiful weather year round. But for those who are living, say on the East Coast in colder climates, and who don't belong to a gym, what kind of tips do you have in terms of getting started or continuing their workout through the colder months?
There's a lot of different workouts you can do at home. If you, depending on the size of your house, you can move furniture around, and you don't need much space. And if you see my Instagram, all the exercises that I'm doing are literally like two square foot around. But if you have, you just need to be willing to do the exercise. If you do squats, push-ups, crunches, you don't need much space, and you can do it inside the house when outside it's freezing cold.
Right.
There's a lot of also cardio routines that you can do at home. You can YouTube cardio routines, and there's plenty, I'm sure, that are going to pop out and that you can do at home.
How do you feel about interval training, speaking of cardio?
Everything is great. What about it? Depending on what are you trying to accomplish?
Well, with interval training, I recently, probably in the past 6 months, I started interval training, and I found out I did it with running. I don't like running. I'm not a runner. I feel running hurts, but I do like working out. I like the cardio. I like the endorphin run, the endorphin high afterwards. And a friend recommended it at the gym, and I thought, okay, well, I could do interval training with running. because it's short bursts with rests in between. And I feel like it's really doable, you know, instead of like a lot of times some of these workouts, they go on and on and on and on and on. And I feel like it's really effective.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. And it's great also to alternate between interval training into doing kickboxing, into doing yoga, into doing even Pilates. You want to change it up a little bit so your body is not always used to the same thing.
Right. Right. And I think that's a good point, because then once you kind of do find your workout and you do find your stride that you do like and your body is responding to, we kind of tend to, you know, do the same thing over and over. And it is important to change it up. And I think that's where somewhere like yourself as well, can really help with that. So we're reaching the top of the hour here. I would love for you to share some tips with our viewers. We're coming into the holiday season. You know, if you have any tips on, you know, kind of how to kind of say control the eating or control the sugar consumption during the holiday season, and you know, any tips for getting back on, you know, the wagon if you fall off.
Um, well, the holiday season makes you gain weight not because you sat on that specific day with your family, but because you keep doing it for a period of time.
Mm.
So just focus on, like, if there's like Christmas or whichever day you decide to participate on the holidays. Let's suppose it's Christmas. Just sit on Christmas. Don't worry about the diet or anything. And then the next day you go back to your routine. Uh, but if you continue eating the leftovers, that's when the problem happens.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do think that is, we all need kind of like a cheat day, or, you know, just for, you know, those special occasions, which I think is,
Yeah,
I
of
think
course. You
really
should.
important.
Yeah, you should enjoy the holidays, and you should, just have fun that day, because the next day it's back to normal, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. And I think a great place to start, you know, in terms of exercise, if you're new, is check out your Instagram feed. I was, like I mentioned earlier, I was checking out your Instagram feed and your exercises. I saw you were at Red Rocks in Colorado. That's my home state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great place, though. I love Denver.
Yeah, it's so gorgeous, really, really
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. And his videos are awesome on Instagram. I'm actually going to try them at the gym myself, and put them to the test, and to help me change up my workout as well. And share your Instagram handle again, where people can learn more and follow you.
Is at Lalo Fitness. No, not com. Lalo Fitness. Lalo Fitness. All
Okay.
together.
Okay. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lalo, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you everyone
You're
for
welcome.
watching. If you want to stay connected with us, go to organicauthority.com and sign up for our newsletter. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye.